starting out, you want 2 pieces of cardboard, some Dixie cups, masking tape, some cutting devices, and a pencil. And actually a Sharpie is a good idea too if you have tape on your cardboard. So you start out by drawing out your initial. You want to make sure that you're really filling up the entire cardboard space. Size-wise, your cardboard should be about the size of a large size of a cereal box. And then you can see here that you want to make sure that you're using a cup to make sure that you're actually making it thick enough, because you don't want the cups sticking out the edge. But you can see my letter goes all the way to each edge, because I'm really using the space and I'm making it as large as I possibly can, which makes it more effective. After you have it all drawn out and it looks good, then you can cut out what you need. So if you're using thicker cardboard, scissors might not work the greatest. So maybe a utility knife is going to be better for you if you have access to one, but just make sure that you have something to protect the surface underneath. So like I'm just using my other piece of cardboard there, just in case you go through. Sometimes you need to make multiple passes, and eventually once it's kind of poking through there, then you should be able to pop it out. You simply continue this process until your entire letter is cut out. So just make sure that you're being careful if you're using a utility knife. You can see that sometimes it can be difficult. It's okay if you rip the cardboard, just as an FYI. Now once you have your first one finished, you'll take that first one and you'll just use it as a stencil for your next one, because you want them to be as accurately close as possible. So I make sure that it lines up with the cardboard and that I am drawing on cardboard the entire time. So this is where that Sharpie kind of helps it and a little bit easier to see. So now I will repeat that process and make sure that I'm getting my entire second letter cut out. Now just make sure that you're trimming up everything so that everything lines up as neatly as possible so that they can truly be identical. After you have your letters drawn out, you can take some of those scraps, and if you are wanting to make any sort of attachments, even just like any raised areas, so like you can see that I'm going to be making this little moon shape. So I get that cut out, and then that I'm going to be able to glue, and it's going to actually stick off the edge, but it'll also be raised up because it's a thick cardboard. It will be like a bump on my letter, which will actually look much better than just painting a plain old moon. So I just pick a couple different things here to kind of help amplify different ideas that I have for creating my project. So different things to think about. Now, one thing that you can do is either glue your attachments down or you can tape them down. I like the idea of glue, just I think it makes it a little bit more secure. From there, you'll take your Dixie cups or whatever cups you're using, spread them out. You don't really need a ton, like this is almost overkill. So, but make sure that you're spreading them out evenly so your structure is well structured. And then you go through, and I like to glue just the bottom of each cup. So then once again, it kind of helps solidify and secure the cups to the top piece. So then you take that top piece, and this is where you want to really make sure that you're lining up best as possible. You're going to want to make sure you're standing up and able to look down on your project to make sure that that gets as accurate as possible. That'll help with that balance piece. And then you just take your tape, masking tape or whatever tape you're using. Masking is the cheapest. Hold very carefully your pieces together, and then you tape down. So I like to go top piece and then pull it down so it stays nice and snug. It's not loosely taping it. You want to make sure that you're taping it so everything stays secured. All right, you don't want any of your cups to move at all. So I just tape kind of random spots throughout. You can see I'm just reattaching any accidental ripped pieces. I tape down those attachments as well. But you just keep putting pieces around the entire thing until everything is well secured. You can see that with the completed project, there's a lot of tape, but it's not overkill. You don't need to go too much over the top. As long as all the pieces stay, you're good to go. And then you're finished. That's step one.